Hey guys, it's Miss Arlequin, and tonight we are going to be previewing our new vocabulary words from our first text for Unit 2, Live Your Dream. Our first text is The Life You Imagine by Derek Jeter, and today we are going to look at our new vocabulary words, and we're going to apply these vocabulary words to the writing of example sentences, and these example sentences are going to use context clues. So the first thing I would like you to do is take your vocabulary sheet and rate your knowledge of these 6 words before I go over the definition. So as of right now, without looking at the definition, how well do you know these words? Our first word is apply. Second word is achieve. Third word is envious. Fourth word is consider. The fifth word is consume. And the 6th word is grand. And remember, we're rating them using a 1 through 4 scale. 1 is if you've never seen or heard the word before. 2, you've seen or heard it before, but you don't know what it means. A 3, you know the word and you could give a definition for it. And 4 is you're an expert at that word. You know it, you could give a definition, you can use it in many different sentences. You even use this word currently in your writing and in your oral language. Alright, so we're going to start first with the word envious. Envious is an adjective. When you describe somebody as being envious, you are saying that they want what somebody else has. So another form of this word is the noun envy. So you could actually talk about having envy. You could say that somebody is being envious, or you could describe the person as being an envious person. So the envious student was very jealous of the top student's grades. Or this example sentence, I feel envious, because it is a feeling. I feel envious when my friends are on vacation and I'm stuck at home. So when you are writing your own sentence for this word, you want to think about other instances where a person might feel envious. I was absolutely green with envy. This is another way that you could apply the word and apply the noun form of the word. Green with envy is actually a type of figurative language, because as you can see in this illustration, this is playing on the figurative language. She is literally green, but we know that in real life you don't literally turn green. It's just an expression. People associate the color green with jealousy. And so if you say you're green with envy, you're just exaggerating and using figurative language to talk about how jealous you are. I was absolutely green with envy when I saw my friend had beautiful new diamond earrings and a necklace. The word envy can also be used as a verb. For example, you could say a sentence like, my dog Parker envied the neighbor's dog because he had a bigger bone than him. So in this sentence, I am saying that the subject, my dog Parker, is envying another dog. Notice that I also changed the spelling of the word envy in order to make it the past tense. And usually when you are changing a verb to a past tense, you're adding ed to the end of it. Because envy ends in a y, I also had to change the y into an I and then add the ed. So if you're going to use it as a verb, you can use a sentence frame like I envy, or whatever your subject of your sentence is. It doesn't have to be a first person sentence. It could be Harry Potter envied or envies. My mom envies. I envy blank because, and you give a reason why you are feeling envy. Alright, so let's look at an example of being envious from popular media.
Some strange things are happening to me.
Buzz Lightyear to the rescue!
Strange things are happening to me. Strange things.
In this clip, we saw Woody being very envious of Andy's new relationship with Buzz.
happy 30th anniversary, they're having a party without me.
Here in this clip from Wreck-It Ralph, we can see that Ralph is very envious of the party being thrown for the anniversary of the Wreck-It Ralph video game, and how he's been left out and nobody really appreciates him, so he's envious. Alright, so now let's move on to our next word, apply. Apply is a verb. When you are applying something, it means that you're being relevant or useful towards something. So usually people use this word to talk about taking their skills or their knowledge from one particular area and then using it or applying it to another area. So an example sentence would be, I need to apply the skills from English class when I write my lab report for science. In this cartoon, this gentleman right here has trouble applying his skills from one area to another. He is not able to take what he does at work and apply it to changing a light bulb at home. So at work he's really good at something, at home he's not able to be as good. Tim made sure he carefully applied the skills Mr. Gephardt taught him during the science experiment. So you can see that if Tim is not careful to apply the skills, then his experiment might end up going horribly wrong. Here in this clip from The Wizard, we see the character Jimmy applying his video game skills in a Nintendo tournament. Okay, so our next word is achieve, which is also a verb. When you are achieving something, it means that you're reaching a goal and you've successfully completed something good. Working hard makes it possible to achieve your goals, to reach. That could be another way of thinking about the word achieve. If you have achieved something, you've reached it, especially when we're talking about goals. The ultimate achievement of my academic goals will be when I graduate from college. So this is a different form of the same word achieve, except that the suffix has been added. The suffix ment has been added to this word. And when you add a suffix to the end of the word, we know that it changes the part of speech. And so by adding the suffix ment to the word achieve, it changes it from a verb to a noun. So you could talk about your achievements, which would be a thing that you have. Things that you have achieved are your achievements.
Get the score! Give me the score!
Here we see that Jimmy has achieved his goal of winning the tournament. Our next word is consider. Consider is a verb. When you consider something, you're thinking of somebody or something in a very particular, specific way. Basically what you're doing when you consider is you're thinking deeply. Anyone who runs for public office should be considered brave. We should think of them as brave. There are so many questions to consider or think about when starting a new project. Okay, our next word is consume. Once again, it is a verb. And there are a couple of different definitions for the word consume. The one that we're going to be focusing on is this one that's on the screen right now. It is used to talk about ideas. Ideas consuming you. If an idea is consuming you, it means that that idea or that thought is affecting you very strongly, and you can only focus on that one idea. So you are consumed by that idea or consumed by that thought. You could be consumed by a feeling. Thoughts of my math test were so consuming that I couldn't sleep the night before. So you can see this kid is staying up at night. All he can think about is the math test. It's interfering with him sleeping. Now, you could also use the word consume, still as a verb, but to mean to eat, drink, or ingest foods, or to buy goods and services. So when you're consuming something, you're using it up. So when you're eating or drinking food, you are using that material up. When you are buying something, you are using those materials for yourself. Being an effective consumer means you carefully consider what you are buying and eating. So you can see here that consumer is actually a different form of the verb consume. And just like with achievement, This is a word that has been created with the addition of a suffix. We know that by adding er to the word, it changes it into the name of something. A consumer is somebody who consumes things. Okay, now we come to grand. Grand is an adjective, and if you're going to describe something as grand, you are saying that it's very big, very impressive. It's intended to achieve something impressive. And so that's why the Grand Canyon, pictured here, is called the Grand Canyon, because it is so massive. It's an impressive canyon to look at. The mayor had a grand plan to build a brand new train station. So in this sentence, the mayor's plan is being described as grand. So what are we saying about the mayor's plan when we use the adjective grand? We are saying that it is very impressive. The Grand Palace in Bangkok, Thailand is an impressive building to visit because it is so large and beautiful. So if I didn't know why the palace was being described as grand, I can look at context clues in this sentence. First, the fact that it is being described as an impressive building, and then being described as being large and beautiful. Those would be my context clues to tell me that grand is something that is amazing. So let's look at an example of the word grand in popular media.
I take it you'll be at the grand demonstration.
Okay, now that we know what our new vocabulary words for the week are, we're going to apply our knowledge of the words by writing our own example sentences. And so if you would like, or you feel like you need the support, you can use the sentence frames that are here on the right side of the screen to help you write your sentences. Bonus points always for any student that can use the vocabulary word for the week along with an additional vocabulary word in the same sentence.